Gates is backing the first high-altitude experiment of one radical climate change solution, creating a massive chemical cloud that could cool the Earth. It's called solar geoengineering, and it's highly controversial. All right, we're going to get right into it. Today I'm going to talk about the follow-up to the last video. I showed you guys a clip where Robert Kennedy Jr. is openly admitting that DARPA is spraying the skies above us. Okay, I found that very interesting. I want you guys to watch this news clip right here.
May have seen these lines in the sky. Some believe these are concerning chemtrails, and others just called it conspiracy theory.
Either way, Florida lawmakers took a big step toward what they call banning weather manipulation today. Capitol reporter Forrest Saunders looks into the plan and also what's next.
It was last year between Hurricanes Helene and Milton, GOP firebrand and Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene had this viral post. She claimed the federal government was controlling the weather, stoking conspiracy theories that the White House was trying to influence the 24 election. The idea was quickly denounced by politicians on the right and left, but about a month later, State Senator Ileana Garcia filed SB 56, banning weather modification in Florida.
28 yeas, 9 nays, Mr. President.
So the bill passes.
And Thursday, it passed the full Senate.
This is about protecting Florida's environment and public health.
In weather modification, people got a lot of kooky ideas that they can get in and put things in the atmosphere to block the sun and save us from climate change. We're not playing that game in Florida.
As you guys can see, they're openly talking about this now, even on the regular television, right? So we've moved this from conspiracy theory to it's not happening to it is happening to government agencies are actually doing it, and now to Florida actually banning the chemtrails. That was Governor Ron DeSantis openly talking about it. Now, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but there's a huge fertilizer plant in Florida that got attacked twice with the hurricanes. And just like Marjorie Taylor Greene said in that news clip, they actually have the ability to fire off tornadoes and hurricanes. If you don't believe me, just look up the patents. Now, here's a clip of them actually voting on the new bill in Florida. Now, there's 32 other states also aligned to pass similar legislation.
There was a specialist that came in that actually worked for an organization that does this in the state of Florida, and he does it in 7 other states. And if you had been in those committees, you would have heard him talk about his company, Make It Rain.
My name is Augustus DeRico. I'm the CEO and founder of Rainmaker. We're a cloud seeding company that is enhancing precipitation via advanced radar and also drones for the sake of supplementing water supplies for farms, cities, reservoirs, and wildlife throughout the United States. Our ultimate vision is to end water scarcity, and we've begun that mission already. I'm testifying to not oppose the spirit of this bill, which I think is well-founded, but the current configuration of the bill that I think would impede this mission for ending water scarcity and also for bringing the best-in-class technology to Florida and the rest of the United States. And so the first point that I'd like to make is the difference between solar radiation management and cloud seeding. And so Senator Garcia did bring this up briefly. Solar radiation management is a very new technology. It's not something that's been tested at length. NOAA has done some very initial experiments on its efficacy. It is attempting to reduce the amount of solar radiation that makes it down to the planet by injecting reflective aerosols into the upper atmosphere. Once you inject these aerosols, they stay in the stratosphere for years. They have effects on the entire climate. The data from these experiments, because the experiments have been so few, is limited. And so the implications of them are not something that are well tested yet.
There's a lot of chemicals that are used, and I don't think that we should have 140 airports, which means 1.07 airports in your district, less than 2, dictate whether or not we put something in place to enforce a law that's going to protect 200,000 constituents in your area. So if you're voting because of 140 airports, just let the 200,000 people that represent your district know so that they can vote somebody else in for office. And with that, I close.
The question now occurs on final passage of CS for SB 56. The clerk will unlock the machine and the members will proceed to vote. Have all members voted? Have all members voted? The clerk will lock the machine and announce the vote.
82 yeas, 28 nays, Mr. Speaker.
Show the bill passes. Read the next bill.
I want to show you this clip of a passenger airplane that actually captured the spraying of the chemtrails while they were in the air. This was some amazing footage. And you can see with our skies right now, we started off this morning totally sunny, a very beautiful day. And then all of a sudden we hear the planes, we see the lines, and now we're totally like grayed out. It's like this gray saturation going on, all right? And we've had a lot of rain, okay, lots and lots of rain, which is making it hard for the guys to get out into the fields so they can grow your food. But I digress. You know, there's also a theory saying that they're wetting up the Midwest, especially around Arkansas, southern Missouri, because of where the tectonic plates are, right? Because they want to try to fire off an earthquake through the New Madrid Fault. And that's just another theory out there. Do your homework, stay vigilant. This is kind of moving in the right direction. The other 32 states are going to start filing their stuff as well. But the problem is this is a government agency and NGOs that are doing the spraying. And I just don't feel that DeSantis is going to be locking up government officials that are just doing their job, air quotes, right? But leave a comment down below on what you think. But at least we're getting some public awareness, okay? See you guys on the next video, and share this video with your friends so they can see this is not just some crazy conspiracy theory. We're being sprayed like bugs.
Public health. With no federal guidelines in place, Florida must take responsibility for its own airspace.
If signed into law, the bill bans the release of chemicals, substances, or use of a device to affect temperature, weather, climate, or intensity of sunlight. Anyone who does so faces a third-degree felony. The Department of Environmental Protection, tasked with enforcement, even getting a hotline where the public can report suspicions.
What I don't want is for a loophole to continue to grow, and that we have something as powerful as weather and weather modification to be weaponized.
Things like cloud seeding are real. In places where extra water is needed or helpful, scientists use silver iodide to push rain clouds into raining. CNN recently highlighted the benefits.
The hydroelectric power company says that last year's cloud seeding program has provided a 300% return.
How many homes can that power? Like, what are you getting out of that?
On average, that's in excess of 60,000 homes.
Supporters of the ban say there just isn't enough science out there yet and would rather wait before allowing this kind of stuff to continue.
And listen, whether you believe this is a big deal or not a big deal, the best thing about this bill is after it's implemented, you will know.
This video was brought to you by Plain and Simple Chocolate Tea from Off Grid with Doug and Stacy.
The weather outside is frightful. A cup of chocolate tea is so delightful.
Made from the husks of roasted cacao beans, it has a chocolatey aroma, yet tastes like an herbal tea. This beverage is rich in mood-enhancing theobromine, the perfect replacement or addition to your morning cup of coffee. You can find it at offgridwithdougandstacy.com.
Plain and simple chocolate tea makes me happy.
Now back to the video.